Hi everyone, once again. As I've mentioned, I believe the last two videos, my garden shed is virtually falling down, and I stripped all the bits out in preparation for when the new shed turns up. Anyhow, I thought I'd show you the electrics I used. Now, it's perfectly safe. Whether it's legal to use in this country, I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, it's safe, and it's fused and everything else. So we'll go over this item. It's a fused circuit with a switch in line, and as I say, every greenhouse I've got, talking as if I've got thousands of greenhouses, I haven't got thousands, but each greenhouse I've got, the power goes through a fuse and a switch contactor, if you like, and that way it's safer. I don't want, as I say, I don't want a fault to cause the whole circuit to be thrown out. It does go through an RCD, residual current device, that was installed by the electrician, who I had to have my wiring checked. There's nothing wrong. Well, there was something wrong. The grounding to the fuse box was not very good. Anyhow, it goes through a residual current device, which should throw out the circuit switch if someone touches the live wire. I wouldn't recommend it though. Anyhow, everyone goes through, or all of mine goes through each greenhouse. We have one of these boxes now. They're not all the same. Where did I pick them up from? Well, as you probably know, I'm a bit of a nosy son, so when I go on holiday, I do like looking round junk shops, flea markets. I can still remember a superb flea market which used to be in, I think it was Nuremberg. Is that southern Germany? I'm pretty sure it was. They had a really good, interesting one there. But anyway, that's gone, I believe. Anyhow, this one I bought in Belgium. And as you can see, we'll have a look at it a bit closer. This obviously screws onto the inside of the shed. Your wire comes in from outside, carrying the mains juice. You go through, you can wire it up either way. I think it's probably better to have the power coming in, going through the actual fuse. Now the actual fuse is in there. It's not a lamp holder. For you on the continent, you probably know this type of fusing arrangement. It's typically German, not used so much in England. I believe perhaps older equipment, some of the old lifts I can see from the videos on YouTube, someone that shows the workings of some of these old ones, and I noticed they've got this same type of fuse. It's also available in Ireland. There's the fuse itself. Parts of Ireland use this type of fuse. I think the best parts of Ireland use, or most of Ireland use what we use, but there was a German influence over there where they introduced this type of fusing. I think it's quite good. You've got a little window, and if you look at the fuse itself, you can tell whether it's blown or not, because a piece of the wire springs out. This one is obviously intact. You've got your current rating on there as well. There's the fuse. You've got your German standard on there. Q, that's I think that's German. D's German, N is Norway. It's most of the other countries in Europe. So that's the fuse. That would be wired up with the fuse wire going through the middle, and I think there'll be a bit of sand in there as well. So if you're not supposed to do that, but if it blows, you can whip the ends off and put a bit of fuse wire in there and start all over again, because it's a job to get these now. And I'm not popping across to Ireland to pick these up. So anyhow, that's the fuse. It fits into a carrier, if you like. It's got this glass window. That would go in like so. Pop that in there, and that screws in like so. I'll show you how we would wire it up. I'll take that out so you can see it better. I've obviously taken the cover off. This whole thing's made of Bakelite. Now Bakelite is a type of plastic, I think it was invented by a Belgian gentleman. It is a form of plastic, very, very brittle, and if you're buying stuff antique with Bakelite on it, you normally pay a premium because it's thought to be fairly unusual. Yet when I was a kid, most electrical bits were in fact made of Bakelite. This is well made. Now on the right hand side you've got a switch. It's a rotary switch. I don't know if I can actually demonstrate it. There's the little knob which would go on there, and turning it around would be on, off, on, off. Really a simple switch, well made. It's a porcelain switch. The terminations are not marvellous, but they are effective. And as I say, with this circuit you'd probably just have one wire coming out. I would, as I say, for the shed, this would power the sockets and lighting, which, being serious, you should really fuse the lighting on a lower value of current than the outlet. But as I say, it's a shed, and I'm just hopefully careful. And our fuses, or our 13 amp plugs, have fuses built in, but obviously not the light. So anyhow, I'll show you how we'd wire this up. Your cables come in through here. The live side, which is the brown conductor, I would terminate it on that screw there. That's a terminal. So your brown wire comes in, that's the live side, would terminate on there. On the other side you've got a wire already in there which goes to the switch. That would be all left intact, and the other side of the switch is that terminal there, and your exiting red wire, or I'm saying red wire, it's brown wire, would be taken out to the feeds. Your neutral black hasn't got to go through a switch or a fuse, so that would just, if it's obviously two wires. You would terminate it there, join the black of the other wire onto there. So you would terminate the wire leaving on there and the black wire coming in on there. The outside of the switch, or where the switch is, you take that out, and that would be your red wire. You'd obviously have an earth wire as well, for safety's sake, and that would terminate on one of those. So your earth wire would then be taken out through there. It's basically very, very simple, and it's very effective. And believe me, I've had this working for donkey's years, and it was old when I picked it up. I don't think they have this type of arrangement on the continent anymore. You've probably got these little RCDs, remote residual current devices. But anyhow, this is a bit of history, and I thought I'd put it in to show you what's happening. With the cover on, I haven't screwed it all down, but that's what it would look like with the cover on. So if you have to change the fuse, you would just unscrew that. You haven't got to take the cover off or anything. But obviously it's would be live. This part here would be live. If you were to wire it the other way round, you could have the live through the switch, which is what I do. I put it through the switch, so if that's turned off, you take the fuse out, that's completely dead. So if you were to touch either side or the side that it's live, it wouldn't be live because your switch had turned it off. Anyhow, I think that makes sense. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I'm hoping the last video I put up of the lamps would be okay. I know they were a bit shaky in some of them. As I say, any questions please ask, and I will try and answer. And thanks again. Don't know what I'm going to put up next. I'll try and put something a bit interesting. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Please rate and subscribe and everything else you do on YouTube. Thanks again. Thank you.